Hello, everyone. Are you ready?
Yes, Mr.
Yeah,
Okay. Right. So there are a few rules. All right.
Yeah.
We will start very soon. Number now. Can I have all the what we call those who will oh, you are already, yeah. So those who will debate today, can you please raise your hand? I mean raise in Zoom, and then I can rename you or make you as a co-host. Okay. Right now oh, there is a recording already. Okay, good. Right. Yes, so the judges will and Mr. Michael, our moderator, will join us very soon, right? Yeah. All right. Now, so today our Zoom call will have about 3 or 4 parts, right? Number one, the moderator and the judges will explain to you what are the rules, right? The second one, we will listen to the debate of the two teams, Team Stella and Team Happy Land. And then after that, we will listen to the judges' feedback and at the end of the Zoom call, I will leave the rooms open. So for those who does not have a team yet, you can find your teammate at the end of the Zoom call today, yeah? And then also for those who already have a team, can you send me a chat message in the Zoom here? Tell me the name of your team, right? And then I will create a breakout room, and then you can come there and do the practice, right? Okay. Now, Mr. Michael, are you here yet? Not yet?
All right. Hello.
Oh, you are. Where are you? I couldn't find you. Oh, you now you now call yourself Mr. Archer. I showed for Michael. I couldn't find. All right. Okay. Right. So I think I leave it to you now, Mr. Michael. Mr. Moderator, should I call you?
Either one is acceptable.
Right. Okay. So Mr. Moderator,
Okay.
yeah. Can you turn on your camera? Okay. Yes, Mr.
Absolutely.
Moderator.
Okay, so hello everybody. Welcome to the NCSN debate public demonstration round. I've just got a few details to go through with our debaters and with everybody else here, so you know how today is going to work.
Teacher.
Hello.
Why do you have to pick our teams?
Pardon?
Why do you have to pick our teams?
Why do you have to pick your teams?
Yeah.
I'm not actually sure about that. Ms. Duck, could you send me a message about the picking of the teams?
No, later, at the end, not now.
Yeah, but what's that for?
Oh, for them to practice, have the mock debate by the end of today, Cole. So if they want to join the championship, all right, so at the end of the Zoom call, right? Not now, sorry.
Okay, yeah. So at the end of the call, you guys will all pick teams. And this is just so that you can get a chance to have a practice at debating. So you can have a feel for what it's actually like. Okay, so I've got a few documents that I would like to show everybody in regards to today. So the first thing that I would like to cover with everybody is the debate rule. No, not the rule, sorry. The structure of the debate, how the debate will work today. So we're slightly changing the expected schedule, moving a bit ahead of time. Whoop. Sorry, guys, just one moment. I will be right back with you to share that.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello. So the way the debate will work today is we will begin proceedings. I'll give an introduction speech to introduce the topic of the debate, the teams, and our judges. Then we will have our first proposition speaker will make their opening arguments. Then between each speaker, you'll notice we've given you all 1 minute of preparation time just to finalize any rebuttals you need to make and just to make sure your speeches are ready to go. And then you'll see here, we'll go through to the first speaker of the opposition team. We'll go back to the second speaker of the proposition team, second speaker of the opposition team, the third and final speaker from proposition, and the third and final speaker of the opposition team. We will then have a period of 2 minutes where the speaker for each team that will give the reply speech, you'll have 2 minutes to just collect your thoughts and just finalize any notes you need to write. And the important detail about the thought collection period is that during the debate, so first proposition, first opposition, all of those speeches, none of the teammates are allowed to interact with each other and help each other out and give each other notes. Your teamwork and your speeches should be prepared for the debate already. But during this thought collection period, the teammates are allowed to discuss together to come up with a good strategy and a good structure for your reply speeches. So this is the one period where teammates are allowed to discuss with each other. Then you'll notice with the reply speeches, we've flipped the order, and this time it will be the opposition speakers going first. And then the proposition team will deliver their reply speech last. Then we'll have a period of about 15 minutes or so for the judges to all talk to one another, work out their scores and decide the winners. And then after that, we'll have a period of about 20 minutes where the judges will announce the winners and they will give the competitors some feedback. So that feedback is going to be just general feedback. And then after the debate, they're going to write out some formal feedback for each specific debater. And we'll go through that next week in class with you. So yeah, you're going to get 2 lots of feedback from our judges. They're going to be working very hard for you today. Now, today, I would be remiss if I didn't mention it, but we do have some expectations of our debaters today. So the first one, please be on your best behavior. This is not like an in-class debate where we can play around a little bit. This is a real debate and it's being broadcast to NCSN students for the purpose of demonstrating how the tournament will be run. So please treat this opportunity with the respect that it deserves. You were all selected to participate today because you were the best debaters from your classes. All debaters must have their cameras on at all times to ensure that there's no unauthorized communication between teammates. Number 3, please ensure that you have changed your names to the standard in-class debate format. So number of speaker, your team, and your first name. So for example, first proposition speaker, Michael, or second opposition speaker, Sophia. And finally, please follow any instructions you're given by the judges or the moderator without complaint. We're very fortunate to have a panel of extremely experienced and skilled judges adjudicating today's debate, and we want to show them the appropriate level of respect. Okay, so are there any questions about how the debate will be run today from any of our debaters? Terrific. Okay, so the next thing I would like to show you are the rules for today's debate. So like I said to the debaters, these rules have been slightly changed from the rules we've been debating with in class, so we just need a fresh reading of them. So number 1, 2 teams of equal size will debate on opposite sides of today's topic. The proposition will agree with the topic and argue for the motion, and the opposition will disagree and argue against it. There is a moderator or a chairperson who will help to control the proceedings of today's debate. If you have any questions about the debate or the rules of the debate, please direct your questions to the moderator. Number 3, each team will be given equal speaking time to deliver their arguments, rebuttals, and any other information they wish to enter into the debate. Each speaker will be given 4 minutes to deliver their arguments, rebuttals, and any other information. When the current speaker has 1 minute left to speak, the moderator will alert the current speaker. Number 4, each speaker will take turns according to the order decided by the teams before the debate, beginning with the proposition team's first speaker. Number 5, once the first proposition speaker has delivered their arguments, each following speaker will have an opportunity to rebut or argue against the previous speaker's arguments in an attempt to weaken their case. Number 6, the proposition must not offer any arguments that do not support the motion of the debate. Likewise, the opposition must not offer any arguments that do support the motion, regardless of the debater's personal feelings towards the topic. Number 7, if a speaker makes a statement or an argument, they must have evidence to support their claims. Number 8, any evidence presented by debaters must be both honest and accurate. Debaters are allowed to quote a source directly, but they must give credit where it is due. Any plagiarism or AI, ChatGPT, etc., generated answers will result in the offending speaker's team being disqualified from the tournament. Number 9, the third speakers from each team are excluded from the opportunity to deliver their team's reply speech. This is to ensure that no team allows any speaker to speak twice consecutively. And number 10, if a debater notices that one of the rules has been broken, they are invited to interrupt the current speaker by raising a sign to declare a point of order. So if all of our debaters today, if you can just grab a piece of paper and a pen and just write POI or POI on a piece of paper and point of order on the other side of it. Likewise, if a debater wishes to challenge an argument from the other team, they may raise a sign to declare a point of information. Please note that debaters cannot interrupt the current speaker during the first minute or the final minute of their speaking time. A bell will be rung to signify that the first minute of speaking time has lapsed. A second bell will be rung to signify that the speaker has 1 minute remaining, and a double bell will be rung to signify that the speaker's time has ended. Do you understand the rules as they have been read to you?
Yes.
Terrific.
Okay.
Okay, so next I would like to, I've got one more document to show you, and I would like to hand over to one of our judges to explain how the debate will be scored today. So I'd like to introduce Judge Sophia to explain how the debate will be scored.
Hi, everyone. Okay, this will be very short. I'll just briefly go through what the adjudicators will be looking out for during your speeches today. This is relevant both to today's debaters as well as participants in the future debate tournament. So firstly, we'll be grading your speech based off your style. This refers to how fluent your speech is, how well you enunciate your words, that is how clearly we can hear the words, as well as other factors such as eye contact and your body language. So this all factors into your style. Next, on content, this will be, what you are saying during your speech itself. This refers to both your substantives as well as your rebuttals for everyone except reply speakers and first proposition. And finally, we'll be grading you on your strategy, which is how well you fulfilled your role as that particular speaker, as well as whether you've built upon your team's case and your team's points. So something to take note of is that all of these factors will be considered holistically in grading you in each of these sections. So this is about the grading, and this will factor into our decision on which side has won, as well as who will be awarded best speaker. So following the debate, we adjudicators will first announce the verdict, that is which side has won, and then we'll announce the best speaker, that is the speaker whom we believe was able to perform consistently and outstandingly well in all three areas of style, content, and strategy. Next, we'll give some general feedback where we'll explain the verdict as well as break down the debate so you can understand what was going on and why the adjudicators made this decision that they made. And then following that, we will complete some individualized feedback that will be distributed to, I'll just continue speaking while Mr. Michael gets back. So we'll give some individualized feedback following the debate. So for today's demo debate, we'll be giving that directly to the debaters, whereas in the future debate tournament, you will receive this in either an email or a document from the adjudicators. Do you guys have? So that's all I'll be covering for the judging rubrics. And I think for now, we'll wait for Mr. Michael to get back, okay?
I'm back. I don't know why I got kicked out, or don't know why I got kicked out of the call just then. It must have been my internet connection. So yes, that is everything we need to go over. Are there any questions from any of our participants today? Okay. So I just need a minute or two to make some final preparations, and then I believe we can begin. Okay, we can begin. So, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed judges, respected debaters, and enthusiastic audience members, a very warm welcome to this intellectually stimulating afternoon, where we gather to engage in a discourse of ideas, reason, and persuasion. It is my privilege to sit before you as the moderator for this thought-provoking debate. In the spirit of rigorous intellectual exchange, we have assembled here to examine a topic of great significance. Over the next 1 hour and 15 minutes, we will witness a clash of perspectives, a duel of arguments, and a symphony of rhetoric that aims to shed light on the intricacies of our chosen subject. Has social media had a negative impact on society? Arguing for the proposition, making the case that social media has in fact had a negative impact on society, please welcome the representatives of Stella's debate class, Andrew, John, and Stella. And their respected opponents, arguing for the opposition and making the counter case that social media has actually had a positive impact on society. Please welcome the representatives of the Happy Land debate class, LaRue, Jelly, and Jenny. A competitive debate without judges is like an aimless journey through a maze of conflicting ideas. Luckily for us, NCSN are honoured to have a panel of knowledgeable and experienced judges from the Singaporean and international debating circuit here to adjudicate today's debate. Our first judge is an experienced debater of 4 years. He has represented the debating team for both his primary school and his secondary school. He was a finalist in this year's Hwa Chong British Parliamentary Debating Competition and a judge at this year's Wits and Words Inter-School Debating Competition in Singapore. Please welcome Mr. Bhaskaran Bhuvanesh Sekaran. Our second judge is a Year 6 student at the National University of Singapore High School of Maths and Science. He has been debating for 2 years and was also a judge at this year's Wits and Words Inter-School Debating Competition in Singapore. Please welcome Mr. Baek Sung Soo.
Can I kindly request, when you introduce the judges, can the judge have camera on so everyone can see to welcome, and please, yeah, just for 1 minute. Yeah.
Thank you, Judge Sung Soo. Our third judge is a Year 4 student at Raffles Institution in Singapore.
Sorry, okay.
I don't know what happened there. So he has 6 years debating experience and represented both his primary school and secondary school debating teams. His achievements include being a part of the team that won the 2023 Debate Association Debating Championship. He was a quarter finalist and voted second best speaker overall at the 2023 Singapore Secondary School Debate Championships. And he was a judge at the 2022 Wits and Words Inter-School Debating Tournament. Please welcome Mr. Wong Yi Jie. And rounding out our esteemed panel, our fourth judge is a Year 4 student at the National University of Singapore High School of Maths and Science. She is an experienced debater of 7 years, representing both her primary school and secondary school debating teams. She is a current executive committee member of the NUS High School Debate Club. Her achievements include being a finalist at the Wits and Words 2019 competition and a judge at the 2022 and 2023 competitions. Please welcome Miss Sophia Trinh Hue Thi. As we embark on this journey, let us remember the principles that underpin the art of debate. Respect for differing viewpoints, logical reasoning, and the power of persuasive communication. It is through these principles that we foster an environment where ideas are the protagonists and enlightenment is the ultimate goal. Throughout the course of this debate, each debater will present their case, weaving together a tapestry of facts, insights, and interpretations. The exchange promises to be not just an exhibition of eloquence, but a platform where the crux of our topic will be dissected, analysed, and scrutinised. Our esteemed judges, who bear the responsibility of adjudicating the merits of these arguments, bring a wealth of experience and discernment to this platform. Their task is indeed weighty, as they must assess not just the delivery, but the substance of the arguments put forth. To our debaters, I say this: embrace the challenge before you with a zeal for truth-seeking. Your words have the power to shape perceptions, challenge assumptions, and inspire change. May your rhetoric be informed by reason, your passion tempered by evidence, and your convictions expressed with eloquence. To our enthusiastic audience, many of whom may be witnessing the spectacle of a debate for the very first time, I extend a warm invitation to watch the proceedings with keen interest and excitement. Your enthusiastic presence has the potential to infuse the event with energy, creating an atmosphere that truly appreciates the art of discourse. As you immerse yourselves in this experience, my sincere hope is that your curiosity for the intricacies of debate blossoms, fostering a deeper appreciation for the power of well-constructed arguments and thoughtful reasoning. So without further ado, let us embark on this journey of ideas. As the moderator, my role is to ensure fairness, adherence to the rules, and a smooth flow of the debate. I implore all participants to uphold the standards of respectful exchange, for it is through the crucible of reasoned debate that we forge a deeper understanding of the world around us. Thank you very much, and let the debate commence. So at this time, I would like to invite the proposition team's first speaker to begin the debate with their opening remarks.
Right.
Welcome,
Sorry, just 1 second, Michael. So when the team debate, I will stop spotlight the judges and spotlight the team, correct?
Yes, spotlight the speaker who is currently speaking, please.
So to help me, can the speaker will raise a hand, all right, so that I know, please, So I only spotlight one speaker at a time, correct?
Yes, only one speaker at a time, please.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Are you ready, Stella?
Yes.
Okay, your time begins. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed judges and respectful opponents. I stand before you today as the first speaker of the proposition team to affirm the motion that is social media more harmful than beneficial to society? So, without further more to say, I begin my argument. Firstly, when the grown-up use social media, they know how to use it properly and safely. But when children use it, they maybe be bullied or the information leak out and then their account will be hacked. According to Help Guide, about 10% of teens reported being bullied on social media, and even more claim they have been the recipient of obscene remarks. Being receiving ends can lead to lower self-esteem and self-image. And according to Pros and Cons, Pew Research Center found 59% of American teens have been bullied online, includes officer name calling, 42%, false rumors, 32%, isolated respect of implanted images, 25%, someone other than a parent personally asks where they are, who they're with, or what they are doing, 21%, physical threats, 18%, and non-conscious sharing of implanted images of the teams, 7%. Secondly, uncontrollable urge to share everyday life with others on social media is starting to have long-term effects. Studies have shown that increased use of social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok is leading to depression, anxiety, and loneliness. The COVID-19 pandemic not only pushed more people to the platforms, but also caused people to spend unusual amounts of time cruising their feeds, according to Sanyas. As of the 2022, people spend an average of 147 minutes on social media daily. That's more than 2 hours. Last but not least, they only use keyboard to communicate with other people. So they usually don't communicate face-to-face much. And then they will slowly completely lose their speaking skills. And if they watch too many social media, their eyes will be hurt and they may be blind.
Thank you very much, Stella. We will now begin a 1-minute preparation period for the first speaker of the opposition team.
I just want to emphasize again the topic today, Mr. Moderator. Can you inform the topic for the participants?
Yes. The topic of the debate today is social media more harmful or more beneficial for society?
Sorry, who is the next speaker? Can the speaker?
Okay, so that brings to the end. That brings to end the 1-minute preparation period. I would now like to invite the first speaker of the opposition team to open with their counter arguments. Are you ready, Jelly? 3, 2, 1, go.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed judges and distinguished opponents, as the first speaker of the opposition team, I am going to set out the case against the motion. Social media is more harmful than beneficial to society. And before progressing to my main arguments, I would like to take issue with some of the comments made by the first speaker of the proposition. Okay. They say that using social media people can be hacked, and I think not all social media users are hacked, and people were hacked due to the lack of understanding. And according to the Invicti website, 39.10% people using unsecured Wi-Fi networks, 35% people clicking on unfamiliar social media links, and 34.30% people using the same password for all logins, and so on. Depending on the statistics, being hacked usually happens to people who do not follow the security recommendation or do not know about that. There are a lot of causes of being hacked, but mostly of them are because of human ignorance. And second, the first proposition speaker said that social media affects on humans' health negatively, but I believe that is not social media fault. Actually, social media is a digital technology, which means it is virtual and cannot move or think by its own. So why social media harm humans' health? The answer for this question is human behavior, because people look at devices screen for a long time. It makes their eyes hurt and pain on the neck. But if they don't look at the screen for a long time, the blue light rays cannot harm their eyes, and they won't have pain. This disadvantage can be improved by reducing the screen time and using blue light glasses. And now I would like to present my arguments. One of the biggest and unique advantages of social media are building relationships and staying connected. On social media, it easy to find a group of like-minded people, so people can easily communicate to each other. Finding a close-knit community can help people feel valued and accepted. On social media, people can reach out to new connections and develop relationships with them. While they live far away, people still can easily communicate and share content. According to the Observatory Institute for the Future of Education website, teenagers prefer to communicate through text messages because it helps strengthen their interpersonal relationships. Next, I believe social media helps people connect with others, so the closeness will not be reduced. When children go to the university and have to stay far away from their family, or people have relatives and friends who move away, they use social media, which helps them stay in touch with their family and friends. Communication from long distances is no longer a problem. People can quickly contact each other by sending messages, calling, or even hosting a video chat. And furthermore, people can enter a forum on social media, which allows them to talk and discuss with many people around the world. By this way, people can share information, learn, and gain experience. In conclusion, we, the opposition team, strongly believe that social media has many advantages, and more people prefer to use social media because it helps them in their lives. Our stance does not dismiss the disadvantages of social media, but in reality, social media is changing the world more positively than negatively. We urge you to reject the motion and seriously consider whether the social media is harmful to people. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Jelly. It's been brought to my attention that the bell that I've been ringing has not been, nobody's heard it. And so it was suggested that I try to clap to replace the bell. Again, nobody heard that. So because I'm left with no other option, I'm going to verbalize the time limits. So after the speaker has been speaking for 1 minute, I'll just say 1 minute. After the speaker has, when the speaker has 1 minute left, I'll say 3 minutes. And when the speaker has used up all of their time, I'll just say time's up. So 1 minute, 3 minutes, and time's up. Thank you, Jelly. We'll now begin the 1 minute preparation period before our next speaker. Okay, at this time, I would like to invite the second speaker for the proposition to present their arguments for the debate.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, begin.
Good morning, honorable judges, respected teachers, ladies and gentlemen. My worldly opponents fellow opponents and friends, as the second speaker of the proposition team, I rise to reinforce opposition in favor of the motion that social media has done more bad than good for society. But before I come to my own arguments, let us first have a look at what the first opposition speaker has said. So, she said that social media can be safe for everyone, but I don't think so. And social media can make new friends, but sometimes social media can be a liar to people. Many people was being hurt by social media, and it took a lot of money from most people. The most obvious problem with lying is that it makes you wrong. Anyone who knows the truth then immediately knows. At a bare minimum, you said something is not true.
1 minute.
The shark to credibility extends even to Daniels. Think, Nixon's I am not a prop, or the brandy of the law, the Acrupio, Lyndon Johnson's story about getting an opponent to Danny having a sexual relations with a pig. In each case, the Daniel forces us to consider the possibility of an alternate truth, and the damage is that the probability is the least of it. There are two other considered aspects of lying, evasiveness and moodiness. Now let's move to my arguments. Firstly, social media encourages the spread of misinformation. Social media users frequently collect a general fugitive, but sometimes little places where similarities among people greatly outnumber differences. Users may share biases, number of other demographic identifiers. Echo chambers allow misinformation to flourish because users, according to an article which reported about a 2022 study, politics emerge as three domains where misinformation can cause serious harm, often leading to irreversible effects. Furthermore, within an echo chamber, extreme misinformation is more likely to go viral, to encourage the engagement on the social media platform among the echo chamber's participants. Social media platform exploits and manipulates the bots and shows that spread misinformation. Idomenial noted about human biases in his study. Human biases play an important role, since we're more likely to react to content that taps into our existing grievances and beliefs. Inflammatory tweets will generate quick engagements. Misinformation in these areas have high potential to exacerbate the existing crisis in society. In conclusion, this cycle can turn social media into a kind of confirmation bias machine, one perfectly tailored for the spread of misinformation. The more time spent on social media can lead to cyberbullying, social anxiety, and depression. So social media is addicting. I appreciate you listening to my cases. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Andrew. We'll now begin the 1 minute preparation period before our next speaker. Okay, at this time, I would like to invite the opposition team's second speaker to present their counter arguments.
All right, start the countdown.
Go.
Hello, Georgian debaters. My name is LaRue, and I'm the second speaker from the opposition team. Next, I would like to deliver my arguments and my rebuttals. Let's start off with my rebuttals. So the first speaker from the affirmative team said that social media it creates loneliness, but there are tons of apps that are not boring, which she has mentioned, like Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, etc. Now let's move on to my arguments. Number one, global connectivity. One of the biggest advantages of social media marketing is that it is entirely free to start. One of the most recognized advantages of social media is that it has enabled excellent global communication. It is now possible to connect with users from all around the world through social media. It is also likely to exchange large amounts of information, develop relationships, and enable global connections through social media. There is no doubt that social media has contributed significantly to bonds all across the world. Secondly, an excellent tool for education. Well, according to popular science, more than 70% of teenagers like would love to study online than at school because it's way too boring. Imagine you just listen to the boring in classes, and you can't even pay attention to it. Well, so social media has proven to be an effective tool for facilitating the learning of new skills and concepts. Different social media platforms encourage learning by bringing together educators, professionals with students and learners from different age groups. With social media tools, it becomes possible for you to connect with instructors and learn at your own pace. Social media also promotes significantly better flexibility in the overall learning process. Lastly, share a large amount of information daily. Social media is one of the best places for you to share information with your loved ones and a larger community. Many artists and professionals resort to social media to share the piece of work such as songs, poems, artistics, etc. Your creative control can significantly improve with social media usage. Well, because of these arguments that I just pointed out, I highly believe that social media has helped society become better. Thank you. I rest my case.
Thank you very much, LaRue. We'll now begin the 1 minute preparation period before our next speaker. Okay, at this time, I would like to invite the proposition team's third and final speaker to deliver their closing remarks.
I'm ready.
And go.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed judges and respectful opponents and my fellow teammates, I stand before you today as the third speaker of the proposition team to affirm the motion that is social media more harmful than beneficial to society and strengthen our team case. But before I begin my argument, let's look back at what has been said. The second speaker of the opposition team has said social media increase or enhance learning experience, but really, if they're doing an examination, for example, they could just open the social media up or the calculator up, they search the web for the answer, and then they know how to do, and then they could just cheat. So now
1 minute.
Firstly, to run social media, they need to convert a lot of energy to run it. They need electricity to run. And to make electricity, they need coal, fossil fuel, and many other things. And then they put it in the spinning turbine, which also use electricity to run. And they produce harmful greenhouse gases that is causing climate change and global warming. According to the conversation, research estimates that by 2025, the IT industry will use 20% of our electricity produced and emit up to 5.5% of the world carbon emissions. That's more than most countries' total emissions, while China, India, and the US. And around 50% of data centers are now hyperscale. And that meaning they contain more than 5,000 servers and are generally larger than 1,000 square kilometers. These are typically used by major players in the data industry, such as the Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, or Amazon Web Services, or the AWS, which alone hosts 5.8% of all the sites on the internet. 2, it makes people forget about the vow of the present life and then got buried in the virtual life. And maybe they don't know who they are anymore. And when people do anything, they go anywhere, they take pictures, post them on the social media, like traveling. They did not enjoy the beautiful scenery, but only to take pictures and check in. Or go to restaurants. They do not enjoy the food, but again, only to take pictures. Even parents taking care of the children do not communicate with their children, but use the phone. So
3 minutes.
The speaker of the proposition will now summarize our arguments. In my teammate's stellar arguments, we have talked about online bullying, how social media can lead to depression, anxiety, and loneliness, and how they only communicate on the screen. My teammate Andrew has talked about echo chambers, misinformation, and how technology has reduced student learning time or distract them. And I have just talked about how using social media can convert a lot of energy and affect the environment, and how it made people forget about the vow of the present life. I therefore strongly affirm social media is more harmful than beneficial to society. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, John. We'll now begin the 1 minute period of preparation before our final speaker. Okay, at this time, I would like to invite the third and final speaker of the opposition team to deliver their closing arguments.
Kristen, start the timer now, please.
Go.
Okay, so I am the third and last speaker of the opposition team on this debate. And please allow me to wrap up my team's ideas and also close this debate. So first, the ideas my team had made and presented is first, building relationships with people. When you get social media, you could easily build relationships with people. As the first speaker of my team has said, building relationship with people, and you can get more knowledge and education, because when people talk to each other, they learn a lot from each other. Next, they could feel better with a close community, because when people get together, they talk, instead of just staying out of the world, they could get close to the whole community around them and then build more friends, and the relationship will just be wider. And if they need any help, the people will help. Also, it would offer platforms to learn from each other. Many people, they have classes like English classes or math classes or any kind of classes, and they want to share the knowledge with the people around. So that is how they could learn from each other. Also, they could express their feelings. Like if someone had bad information and they want to tell to society, they could, and they could do it very easily. Because if people don't have social media, and if people think that social media is doing bad for them, they should think again, because social media is doing a lot. You need to think why people made social media. Because long ago, we don't have social media, and we just live. If we want to contact someone, we should have to travel miles and miles away. So no one would want that to happen again. So you need to be happy that social media is helping you a lot right now. And I heard that the proposition speaker said that you could get hacks and bullies on social media. Well, if you get hacked and bullies, because just stay positive. You could just forget them, or if they hack you and do a lot of bad things to you on the internet, you could always easily block them, or if you can't block them, tell the government. Tell the mayor of your town, or tell the whole government. Call the police, or you could do anything, because social media is, of course, for communicating. So why not use that to communicate and ask for help?
3 minutes.
So that is how I have wrapped up my team's ideas. And I want to repeat my last rebuttal is that social media is helping people more, and it is having at least a good effect on people rather than doing bad, because you don't see the good of things if you don't expect it carefully. Thank you for listening.
Okay, we'll now begin the 2-minute period of thought collection before the reply speeches. So at this time, teammates can now discuss and help one another prepare their reply speeches. Okay, next, we'd now like to begin reply speeches. And I'd like to point out that during reply speeches, nobody is able to offer a point of information or a point of interest. So can I please have the reply speaker for the opposition team ready to go? Okay, your time, are you ready to go, Jelly?
Yes.
Your time for reply speech starts now.
Social media is more harmful to society which the arguments which the proposition team gives to us. And if that is true, social media would be banned on the world. And so we won't have social media, and we will lose a lot of the convenience and advantages of social media. So we give people solutions to improve those disadvantages. So social media would be very beneficial to the society for everyone to use. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Jelly. At this time, I would now like to invite the proposition team member to deliver their reply speech.
Okay, I'm ready.
Is it John?
I'm ready.
Oh, it's Andrew. Okay, your time starts now.
Okay. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The motion before us today. This has believed that social media has done more bad than good for society, has brought forward some insightful arguments from both sides. I would like to summarize our stance and address some critical points. Our team has shown that social media have misinformation impact on mental health and energy waste. We have improved these arguments with websites which are created by experts. We also use a lot of words, examples, and statistics. We also use real-world examples too. We have proved that the opposing team is wrong in many of the parts. They said that social media can offer us education, the skill to be responsible and convenient. But they didn't mention the negative impact of social media on many areas. In conclusion, the evidence and arguments presented today clearly show that the drawbacks of social media outweigh the positives. We must have some changes in social media, or we can bench from using them for many benefits. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Andrew. Okay, give me just one moment. I'll be right back. Okay, so I am going to create a I'm going to create a room now for the judges to go off and deliberate about their scores. So give me one moment. Okay, so just to let everybody know, when I click this button, if you do get assigned to one of the breakout rooms, if you're not a judge, just come back to this main room. Okay, guys. So while we wait for the judges to deliberate, what did we think of the debate today? What were our impressions of watching this debate? Oh, yes, Ms. Duck.
Sorry, can you give me co-host back? Because I transfer the host to you and I can't talk.
Yes.
All right, yeah. So I give you host so you can generate the breakout rooms. All right, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with those breakout rooms, did we want to did we just want to keep everyone in here to have a conversation, or did we want to send them off into the breakout rooms yet?
How many breakout rooms you just created?
I only created one more for the judges to go and deliberate.
Okay.
But there are, I think there's like 10 other rooms there.
Oh yeah, so that's okay. So maybe what we can do is there is the judge go to the judge's room, and then everyone else, please do not go to the judge's room, because then you will be removed out of the competition. All right, I'm very serious. So I will randomly allocate everyone to the room. You can start talking, or you can, talk here in this main room. All right, it's your choice, but now the judge is in the room, and the room of the judges named Judge Only Room. Yeah, okay, right. Right, Michael, how long you think the judges will be there?
I'll go and join them now and have a bit of a chat with them.
Okay, so when you go back, then you speak up, then I close on the room. All right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll let you guys know.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Hook.
Right. Right, everyone. So you can what we call the team Happy Land and the Stella team. You can go to your own room if you want to. Yeah. Okay.
Teacher, which room though?
Okay, now Michael, maybe can I close on the room and I do again? Just give me 1 second. So I rename room 1. No, give me this. All right. So I add a room. I call it a Stella room. Yeah. Right. Oh, I see room 1. So maybe room 1 can be Stella room. And then room 2, I just rename as Happy Land room. Right. And then what else? And then there is the judge room over there. Okay, right. So I open on room now, all right?
Can you
Is it okay, Mr. Moderator, Mr. Marco? All right. Those who in the main room, you still can talking, all right? If you want to. This is a break. All right. What do you think about today? All right. Anyone want to share your idea? All right. Especially the audience. Maybe I allow everyone to talk now. Yeah. What do you think?
I can't go to room 5. I can't go to room 5.
You cannot? Oh,
Yes.
okay. The room is open, but you can stay here if you want to.
Wow, beautiful pink pens. I need to go to room 5.
Who need to go room 5? Can you look at the icon and then just scroll it yourself? Or send me a text message. I bring you to room 5. Who need to go to room 5? Who is it? Raise your hand and then I'll do for you. Is it Minh Tâm? Okay, Minh Tâm, I move you to room 5.
No, me, Luna.
Oh, Luna, huh? Okay. Minh Tâm, what you want to say? Luna, you have two, what we call two. You are already in room 5. What else you want? You have one in room 4, one in room 5. You have 2 names or 2 nick here. Okay, guys, I let you stay here. You can start talking and I need to go to the judge's room. All right, please don't go there, okay? If you don't go, I bring you there. Okay, I randomly allocate everyone to the room, all right? You can start talking outside here, yeah?
team do you think is likely to win?
Was that question directed at me?
Archer, who do you think likely to win?
As the moderator, it is not my job to decide or give opinions on that. So to not risk tainting the decision or the opinion of the debate, I'm going to leave it for the judges to make any and all decisions around that. But one thing I will say is that I thought for a first real debate situation like this, I thought all of the debaters put forth a fantastic effort. But like I say, the judges will be there to offer any specific comments.
I got a really bad feeling about this.
Don't be like that.
No, I'm just nervous. I'm just being honest. I didn't do well, so.
Ông lĩnh đó nó phải trao đổi cho cô.
Teacher. Cô nói rồi. Teacher.
Hello, everyone. Please welcome back the judges.
Hi, everyone. The judges, we have deliberated. And before we move into announcing the verdict and giving the oral adjudication, we as the panel of judges just want to say that we really commend all the debaters' efforts in preparing their speeches for quite a while in advance for this debate, as well as, you know, all your confidence and your enthusiasm and the courage it takes to come up here and deliver a speech. And we're really proud of all the speeches that you have delivered, all the content and the points that you have brought up. So without further ado, I'll now be announcing the verdict. So we gave this debate to side opposition, and our best speaker is first opposition. With that, I'll now move on to the oral adjudication. So I'll be breaking it down in terms of style, content, and strategy, which you might remember from earlier when we talked about the judging rubrics. So in terms of style, I think generally it was quite okay. It wasn't that large of a factor when we adjudicators were weighing the speeches and judging. But we do think that the enunciation of your words could be improved. So it's like stressing certain words so that your speech sounds clearer, so that we are able to hear your points when you bring them up. And also we noted that your fluency, the fluency also sort of compromised the quality of your speech, because sometimes, sorry, to clarify, we gave the debate to side opposition, and our best speaker is first opposition. Okay, so back to where I was on style. So you could have rehearsed, you could have slowed down a bit more and spoke more clearly, and that would help us adjudicators in hearing your points exactly as you are delivering them. So another thing that we wanted to bring up was about eye contact. We think that it could have been improved, and that certainly because this is an online tournament, all the rounds will be online, and you'll likely be referring to your scripts on your screens to deliver your speech. But we think that it will be good if you could add more eye contact, so that, you know, the adjudicators, when you make eye contact with the adjudicators, it really helps emphasize your points better when we can see like your confidence, your facial expressions. And speaking of which, we did note that some speakers had very good hand gestures and body language, and we would like to commend you guys on that. So now moving on to content. So as adjudicators, when we were listening to this debate, we thought that there could have been better signposting, firstly, as with regards to the points that you brought up, because some of them overlapped with each other, and it was hard to distinguish them into, okay, this is your first point, this is your second point. So you could really just say, my first point will be on blah, 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 blah. And then when you want to move on your second point, you'll say, now moving on to my second point on blah, 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 blah. And this will be really helpful in allowing us to hear your points more clearly. And regarding your points, we thought that some points were brought up without sufficient elaboration or explanation. And we just want to remind you guys that when you bring up a point, you need to explain clearly why this point is relevant and how it links to the motion as a whole. And we also noted that a lot of you brought up statistics in your explanation of your substantives. And even though it is good to have these sort of statistics to back up your point, but we do recommend that you do not use too many, and rather than focus on, you know, listing out a lot of different statistics, you focus on picking one that is very relevant and very useful in supporting your point, and use it to link back to your main point, which, for example, would be on how it affects society as a whole. Does that make sense? And we also think that regarding your content, when you bring up statistics, you can't just say that, oh, these statistics, they explain themselves just because, just because social media there's a lot of screen time on social media, then it will hurt people's eyes. That's not linking it back to the point properly. So that's something that you could work on. And there were also a lot of what we call slippery slopes, which is basically where we say, oh, this thing will lead to another thing, which will lead to another thing, which will lead to another thing. And, you know, you ignore all the other possibilities that may happen in between. So rather than just say that, oh, this will 100% lead to this, you need to explain why this process occurs. So they take a step-by-step approach to say, for example, when children use social media, they lack the maturity to know what information they can share, what information they cannot share, then blah, 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 blah. And then you can slowly lead on to why they may get their accounts hacked or get their personal information revealed. Okay? And also linked to content is about your rebuttals. We do commend all the debaters on bringing up a lot of pertinent rebuttals. But we do believe that there could have been a better structure in these rebuttals, and they could have rebutted the point more directly. So so we'll bring up more examples of this in your individual feedback. Now, finally, on to strategy. So strategy when the judges were deliberating, we thought that there was a lack of engagement between both sides. But what exactly is engagement? So engagement is basically when you directly clash with each other. So for example, this can happen when you are rebutting each other's points. But beyond just rebutting each other's points, you need to show how it would be good if you could link these rebuttals to your main I think the chat has not noted the verdict. So to clarify, side opposition won. The best speaker is first opposition. Is that all right? I'll move back into my oral education. So engagement is not just about rebutting each other's points. It's also showing how, these rebuttals are relevant to your case as a whole. And you also need to reply to the other side's rebuttals of your points. This is especially important for side opposition because it's part of your role as a team to take down proposition's case as well as push your own. And now, finally, on to speaker role fulfillment. To clarify, has everyone heard the verdict? Okay, I will finish my oral education and I'll emphasize the verdict once again. Is that all right? Okay, so finally, on speaker role fulfillment, the adjudicators found that there could have been better weighing of the most important points in the debate, especially during the third speakers and the reply speakers. So it was, we really looked forward to being able to see how you could not just summarize the key points, but also show how these points link back to the motion as a whole. And, when during this way, you need to show how your points are more relevant or more significant or more important than the other side's points. So this would help us in seeing how clearly your case is able to, how clear your case is, and emphasize that it is better than the other side's case. Okay, so that's the end of my oral adjudication. So once again, I congratulate both teams for their outstanding performance in today's debate and really look forward to, seeing you guys in future debates. Thank you, everyone. Sorry, to clarify, are there any questions? Okay, firstly, to clarify, following this, individual feedback will be sent to each of the debaters And participants, you can also look forward to this during the tournament itself. And also regarding the verdict, on behalf of everyone, I would like to emphasize that both teams have done very well. Even though side opposition has won, we do believe that more important than knowing which side has won is really, it's more important to consider all the feedback that you've received and think about how it can be used in future debates.
Thank you very much, Sophia. And thank you very much to the rest of the judges for your time today. Is there any more information that you need to offer to the debaters? Perfect. So yeah, thank you again to the judges. And I would just like to make a point that just to remind you about the accomplishments and the experience of the judges. These guys all do and have competed at the national level and at the international level. So yeah, please be patient while they do give their results and their feedback. They've done this many times before, and they know the best way to announce these things and to give the feedback. So yeah, please refrain from repeatedly going, who won, who won, who won. The judges will announce that. We need to be patient. And like Sophia pointed out, sometimes the feedback you get can be more important than the results of who won, because the feedback will allow you to become more competent and better debaters in the future. So thank you very much, everybody.
Okay, so Mr. Moderator, what are we doing now? Are we waiting for the judges to announce the final result or the final outcome? I heard Sophia have announced it, but I'm not quite sure. So Sophia, can I just confirm, maybe confirm in the text? Because or I tell you the name. So the first, if you don't know the name of the debater, I can, look, text to you privately, yeah. But probably, they will need to know the name, the personal name and the team name, please, yeah.
Right, sorry. The team that won was the team that argued social media has done more good than harm.
So that is the opposition team, and that is Team Happy Land. And Jenny seems excited. And so which opposition team member did you say was the best speaker overall?
Opposition speaker.
Number 2, was it?
First.
First speaker. So that was Jelly that opened up. So that was Jelly that opened up for the opposition team. Congratulations, Jelly. Very well done. Okay, so the results there have just been posted officially. Congratulations, Team Happy Land, and congratulations, Jelly, for being best speaker overall.
Jelly, can you show your happy reaction? You're the winner. I think she's still confusing. She's not sure. Oh dear. Okay, and then congratulations, Happy Land team. Okay. Right. Now, is there anything else for the official debate tournament? Judges, Sophia, is there anything else or no? All right. Okay. So on behalf of the organizer, I sincerely thank you all the judges and the moderator and the two debate teams and all the audience and the parents. All right. Without you, we don't have the successful first debate round today. All right. What we're going to do next is we go to the unofficial part where I will split the team into the different breakout rooms, right? So you can join the room, find your teammate, and then be ready for the official NCSN debate championship tournament. Yeah, right. So thank you again on judges, right? I think you, unless you want to stay around, you can leave now and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Yeah. And Mr. Moderator, if you want to stay around, please feel free, or you can also leave.
No worries. I might leave just so I can have a little bit of a chat with the judges. But yeah, again, congratulations to the winning team. Well done to everybody involved. This was an absolute pleasure to be a part of.
Okay, so we will announce the prize in the yellow group, right, everyone? Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Rồi, ok, cô Đức tắt cái phần đầu.